Protect your energy. Ladies and gentlemen, the greatest battle you will ever fight is not out there in the world. It's in your mind. And if you wish to win in life, protect your energy. You must first take full command of your thoughts. Understand this, your brain is the master key to success. Yael hold the power to rewire every single day. Every thought you allow, every belief you nurture, every action you repeat, it shapes your brain like a sculptor molds clay. And just as a sculptor refuses to settle for anything less than perfection, protect your energy. You must refuse to entertain thoughts that do not serve your destiny. The most powerful weapon you possess is not your strength, your talent. Protect your energy, or even your education. It is your ability to direct your mind toward a definite purpose. When your mind is scattered, so is your energy. Most importantly, protect your A. When your thoughts are surveyed, so are your results. But the moment you declare a purpose so vivid that it consumes your thoughts and ignites your soul, your entire brain begins to reshape itself around that vision. This is not just ambition. It is the deliberate engineering of your destiny. For to every successful person, whether knowingly or unknowingly, has been a practitioner of this principle. They were not chasing dozens of dreams. They were consumed by one. And that one obsession gave birth to their empire. Every day that you wake up without a clear purpose, and most importantly, you're simply existing, not living. You're drifting, not sailing. And the brain, if left without a captain, will steer itself into fear, doubt. Protect your energy and distraction. Once you program your mind with a definite major purpose, you give it a clear direction. And direction creates discipline. Your energy is no longer wasted on what doesn't matter. You start saying no more often, not because you're selfish, but because you're focused. The people around you may not understand at first. That's okay. Your job is not to be understood. Your job is to execute your vision. To rewire your brain daily, your purpose must become a ritual. Not something you write once and forget, but something you revisit constantly, emotionally, relentlessly. You speak it out loud. You visualize it before bed. You write it every morning, because your subconscious mind learns through repetition, and your future depends on what you teach it today. The more you repeat your purpose, the deeper it is engraved into your brain circuitry. Pretending what it is engraved, it becomes automatic. Sooner or later, you're no longer chasing your purpose. It's chasing you. The mind naturally wants to avoid pain and seek comfort. That is its default programming. But your purpose reprograms that instinct. Protect your energy. When your goal is crystal clear, the discomfort becomes more bearable than the pain of regret. Most important, protect your energy. Your higher purpose makes you willing to work late early, endure setbacks, and still keep going. Protect your mind. Reminds you while you start where everything around you tempts you to stop. Prove. Without a strong purpose, every challenge feels like a mountain. With a strong purpose, even a mountain looks like a stepping stone. Purpose transforms not just what you do, but who you become. You begin to evolve into the kind of person who attracts success, not chases it. Your words carry more weight. Your presence feels more grounded. You become magnetic because you are no longer uncertain. And in a world full of noise and distraction, clarity is rare and powerful. And most importantly, protect into your definite major purpose becomes your identity, your compass, your fire. It burns away the unnecessary and forges you into someone unshakable. And most important, your energy, never underestimate the influence of a mind aligned with purpose. It is the root of greatness. It is the engine behind every breakthrough. And it is available to anyone, regardless of background, age, or circumstance, who decides to claim it. Once you know what you are here for, and you commit to with everything inside you, your brain becomes your most loyal ally. Rewire it daily. Repeat it constantly. And one day, you'll wake up and realize you have become exactly what you once only imagined. Each morning presents a choice. Protect thoughts, your thoughts run wild, or to direct them with power. For daily auto-suggestion is not just a motivational trick. It is a deliberate practice that feeds your subconscious with clarity, confidence, and conviction. Most people allow their minds to be controlled by fear, doubt. Protect your energy and limitation because they have never taken the time to intentionally speak to themselves with purpose. When you rise and say out loud, I am focused, I am destined for success, you are planting seeds in the soil of your mind. Those seeds, nurtured daily, grow into habits, beliefs, and realities. The key is consistency. Once becomes inspiration, every day becomes transformation. Your subconscious does not argue with you. It accepts what you feed it. If you tell it you're weak, it decks you're rich. If you say you'll never be rich, it believes you. But the moment you change your language, your world changes. Protect your energy. Repetition is the mechanism by which the brain learns. That's why most powerful auto-suggestions are not random. They are written, spoken, felt with emotion over and over again. The more and over again, the more vividly you speak your desires, and deeply they are embedded into your subconscious mind. This is where belief is born. Not from outside encouragement, but from inner declaration. It's not magic. It's mental conditioning. Protect your energy. The human brain is like a sponge. From the moment you wake up, it begins to absorb. If your first thoughts you feed it are thoughts of stress, regret, or failure, your day begins on the wrong frequency. But the first thing your brain receives is a command. Today I create progress. I am disciplined. Today I get one step closer to my dream. You've taken control. You've become the leader of your own mind. These suggestions don't just stay in the background. They begin to direct your focus, influence your behavior, and shape your actions throughout the day. You think more sharply. You speak more confidently. You act more intentionally. Every great achievement begins first as a thought, and every thought becomes stronger the more it is repeated. Most importantly, protect your energy. Auto-suggestion allows you to reinforce the thoughts that serve your purpose. You're not just saying words. You're building a belief system. Or don't believe, protect your energy, as Napoleon Hill said, is the starting point of all riches. The people who succeed don't always have more talent. They often just have more belief. That belief was built by feeding their subconscious daily with affirmations, visualizations, for its internal command. Auto-suggestion, how you tell your mind, this is who I am, this is where I'm going, and nothing will stop me. Too often we become our own worst critics. We beat ourselves up for what we didn't do right. And most important, protect your energy, what we haven't yet achieved, or what others say we lack. But daily auto-suggestion, flip the script. Most importantly, protect your energy. It gives you the power to become your strongest source of belief and motivation. Instead of waiting for someone else to validate your dream, you validate it every single day with your own voice. That voice is louder than fear, stronger than doubt, and clearer than doubt, than any external noise. You become your greatest ally, not because the world changed, but because you changed the conversation happening in your own mind. One, you practice auto-suggestion daily. You're not hoping for success. You're preparing for it. Protect your energy. You are teaching your subconscious to expect greatness, to recognize opportunity, and to reject anything that doesn't align with your vision. You walk differently. You think with clarity. You persist through setbacks. Why? Most important, energy. Protect yours. You've spoken your future so many times that your mind has no choice but believe it. And once your mind believes it, your actions begin to reflect it. Auto-suggestion is not about tricking yourself. It's about training yourself. And most importantly, protect your energy. You become the author of your destiny, writing the script of your life, one powerful thought at a time. The most powerful tool you carry with you each day is not your money, your connections, or your status. It is your attitude. Most important, protect your attitude. Your mental attitude controls how you interpret the world, how you react to challenges, and how you show up when life demands more of you. Protect your energy, wake up. Every morning you wake up, you're given a blank canvas and a brush. What you choose to paint is determined by the attitude you bring. If you bring negativity, the colors turn dull, the vision turns unclear, and the day feels like a burden. Protect your energy. Protect it, but when you choose to bring positivity, deliberately, consciously, Peter, you create a masterpiece of progress regardless of the circumstances around you. You cannot always control the weather, traffic, or what others say to you, but you can control how you respond. That response is your power. Protect your energy. A positive mental attitude is not pretending that everything is perfect. It's choosing to focus on the possibilities even when nothing seems to be going right. And mostly your energy. Protect you. I mean, it's out in the mindset that no matter what happens, there's a lesson to learn, a strength to build, and a step forward to take. Protect your energy. It's believing that setback are setups for comebacks, and that within every problem lies a potential breakthrough. When you hold this kind of attitude, you don't just survive hardship. You rise above it. Positive thinking is not naive, it's strategic. Protect your energy. Your brain is wired to respond to whatever you feed it. If you constantly speak defeat, expect defeat. If you constantly speak hope and resilience, protect growth, expect growth. If you want the thoughts influencing, and your energy influences your results. This is why cultivating gratitude, optimism, protect your energy and confidence isn't something you do occasionally. It's a daily habit. The more you affirm what is good, protect your energy, the more your brain starts scanning for opportunity instead of danger. You begin to see options where others see dead ends. Protect your energy. You begin to find progress where others find excuses. Your attitude becomes the lens that sharpens your vision. Most importantly, protect your energy. When you train yourself to maintain a positive mental attitude, you're building emotional strength. You learn how to stay calm under pressure, protect clearly in chaos, and stay motivated when others would give up. This doesn't make you superhuman. It makes you prepared. Life is not easy for anyone, but those with strong mental attitudes refuse to be victims. They adapt, they persevere, they bounce back. Protect your energy. It's not because they're luckier. It's because they've trained their minds to expect something better. We protect your energy, and that expectation becomes a force that pulls them through their darkest days. Your mental attitude also affects how others treat you. Protect your energy. People who are drawn to those who radiate positivity, it's because they bring solutions, not problems. To lift the room, not drain it. They inspire movement, not stagnation. When you carry a positive attitude, people want to work with you, trust you, and follow you. You become a source of light in a world that often feels dim. This power isn't given to you. It's built one thought at a time, and the more you train it, the stronger it becomes. Your attitude becomes your signature shield and your advantage. Every great leader, thinker, and achiever has understood this simple truth. Your attitude determines your altitude. How high you rise in life will life not be based solely on your skills, but on your mindset. The world will test you. It will throw obstacles in your path. Protect your energy, but if you meet those challenges with the right mental attitude, you become unstoppable. Protect your energy. You stop seeing obstacles as roadblocks and start seeing them as stepping stones. Protect your energy. That's the difference between those who merely exist and those who thrive. Protect your energy, and it all begins the moment you decide to take full control of your mind is your most powerful battlefield. And every single day, you step onto it with a choice to lead with strength or surrender to doubt. Your mental attitude is not just a mood or a passing feeling. It is the foundation upon which your reactions, your habits, and ultimately your life are built. While you may not control every event that unfolds in your day, you always control your response. And that response is determined by your attitude. When you carry a positive mental attitude, you're not denying life's challenges. You're declaring that you are bigger than them. Protect your energy. Protect your mortality. It's not about ignoring the storm. It's about believing you have the power to rise above it. And most importantly, protect people with strong mental attitudes. Don't wait for everything to be perfect before they move forward. They move despite imperfection. They see obstacles not as stop signs, but as signals to rise higher. A positive mental attitude trains your brain. Look beyond the problem, focus on the possibility. It rewires your thinking to find the lesson in failure, the strength in struggle, and the path through pain. The world will constantly throw adversity your way. protect you, but how you interpret it, how you frame it in your mind will determine how it affects your progress. You reframe every setback as a stepping stone. You transform your reality. Protect your energy. Gratitude is one of the most powerful tools in building a positive mental attitude. The more you acknowledge what's right in your life to protect your energy, the more you train your mind to expect good things. It's not about being blindly happy. It's about choosing to notice the blessings, however small, even in difficult moments. Gratitude redirects your focus from what you lack to what you have. Protect Orun, and that shift alone can elevate your energy and ignite your motivation. Optimism adds fuel to that fire. It gives you the courage to keep going, even when the outcome is unclear. And confidence. Confidence grows every time you choose to believe in yourself when it would be easier to quit. Your attitude affects more than just your mood. It affects your actions, your communication, your decision-making, and your influence on others. But most importantly, protect your energy. A positive mental attitude builds trust. It makes people want to follow you, work with you, and support your mission. You become a force of influence, not because of what you say, but because of how you show up. When others complain, you create. Others panic, you plan. When others quit. That kind of energy is magnetic, and it comes from the dailies, from the clearly discipline of mastering your thoughts and maintaining your perspective, especially when things get hard. The truth is, your mind will reflect whatever you feed it most. Feed it negativity, protect it, it will search for more reasons to feel defeated. Feed it hope, and it will start to see solutions and pathways. This is why developing a positive mental attitude must become a daily non-negotiable habit. Start with small thoughts of appreciation. Affirm your strengths, visualize your goals, and reject the inner critic that tries to hold you back. Over time, first rewiring energy. This rewiring your thought patterns becomes your new normal. And once positivity becomes your default response, resilience becomes your superpower. Protect importantly. You must understand that success begins in the mind long before it shows up in your life. What you think, you begin to feel. What you feel, you begin to do. And what you do consistently becomes who you are. Importantly, protect your energy. A positive mental attitude is not something you're born with. It's something you build. Protect your energy is a decision you make over and over again until it becomes part of your character. When you master your attitude, you stop being a passive observer of your life and start becoming the active creator of it. You move with purpose. You respond with strength. Protect your end with power. And you live with power because your mind is no longer working against you. It's working for you. Action is the bridge between dreams and reality. No matter how much you read, how many motivational speeches you hear, or how much you plan, nothing changes until you do. Protect your energy. Repetition of action is how greatness is built. Not through occasional effort, but through unwavering consistency. For the mind begins to rewire itself, not when you do something once, but when you do again and again until the action becomes automatic, instinctive, and effortless. The first time may feel uncomfortable. The second may feel confusing. But the 10th, the 50th, and most importantly, protect your energy. That's when mastery begins again. It is not the size of the action, but the repetition of that transforms you. In the beginning, your brain resists change. It prefers comfort. It clings to what's familiar, even if that familiarity is unproductive. But more importantly, protect your day. When you commit to taking one small step every single day, even when you don't feel like it, you are sending a new message to your brain. And much more importantly, protect your energies. Who I am now. Repeated actions build mental pathways, just like footsteps create trails. The more you walk that path, the clearer it becomes. The clearer it becomes, the easier it is to follow. What was once effort becomes instinct. What was once a struggle becomes second nature. Protect your energy. And this is how you rewire yourself for success. Through discipline, consistent effort. It is never about motivation. It is about momentum. If you wait until you feel ready, you'll never begin. The most successful people in the world don't rely on motivation. Protect your energy. They rely on systems. They build routines that run automatically. because they've repeated them so often. The gym becomes part of their identity. Pretending, planning, practicing, learning, it becomes as normal as brushing their teeth. That kind of momentum comes only through repetition. You may not see results in the first week or even the first month, but your brain is rewiring itself with every repetition. Protect your energy silently, be preparing you for the breakthrough to come. Repetition creates confidence. When you do something repeatedly, you begin to trust yourself. Protect you, you know you can rely on yourself to show up. That internal trust is the foundation of self-belief. And if you put your energy in self-belief is what propels you to take bigger actions, chase bigger goals, and face greater fears. Protect your energy. Each repeated action is like a brick laid in the construction of your future. You can't skip days, you can't rush the processes, and you can't fake consistency. The only way to get better is to do the work over and over again. The power lies not in knowing what to do, protect your energy, but in doing what you know repeatedly till it transforms your life. Every master was once a beginner who chose not to quit. Repetition of action is how you train your brain to adopt new beliefs and behaviors. It's not glamorous, it's often tedious, but it works. Excellence is not built on extraordinary talent, it's built on ordinary habits executed with extraordinary consistency. Most importantly, protect your energy. You don't need to be the best from day one. You only need to be committed. When you keep showing up, when you keep writing, speaking, studying, protect your energy. The practice is saying you send a clear message to yourself, I am serious. That message turns into identity, and that identity becomes your reality. Repetition of action rewires your mind in a way that motivation alone never will. It replaces fear with familiarity, doubt with discipline, and hesitation with habit. You become a different person, not overnight, but over time, through action repeated consistently. Your goals stop feeling far away because you're walking toward them every single day. This is the secret of champions, the code of high performers, the truth behind every long-term success. They didn't just act once. They acted daily, and in doing so, most importantly, protected your energy. They programmed their minds for achievement, rewrote their habits for greatness, and redefined their destiny, one repeated action at a time. Success is never a solo mission. No matter how driven, disciplined, or talented you are, your mind can only expand so far on its own. The greatest minds in history all had one thing in common. They connected with others who challenged them, inspired them. Importantly, protect your energy and push them further than they could go alone. This is the essence of the mastermind principle. When you surround yourself with other focus, protect, ambidvious, and thinking individuals, your ideas evolve, your confidence strengthens, your vision expands. Feed off the energy of those who believe, achieve, and relentlessly pursue their purpose. You start to think bigger, protect your energy, not because you're told to, but because you see what's possible. When you're isolated, your perspective becomes limited. Only protect your energy. You begin to believe only what you've seen, only what you know. But the moment you expose your mind to a group of powerful, purpose-driven people, you gain new strategies, new insights, and new levels of accountability. Most importantly, protect your energy. Being part of a mastermind doesn't mean you're the weakest in the room. It means you're wise enough to know that two aligned minds are stronger than one. Minds come together with clarity of vision and unity of purpose. Protect your energy. They generate a force of creativity that no individual mind can produce alone. For growth becomes inevitable because your thoughts are constantly sharpened by the minds around you. The people you consistently engage with have the power to influence your beliefs, your habits, and your emotional energy. If you're around pessimists, your potential shrinks. If you're surrounded by cynics, your dreams dim. But when you step into a space with dreamers who take action, builders who break limits, and leaders who see beyond barriers, your mindset elevates. Most importantly, protect your energy. The environment you place yourself in silently reprograms your thinking. You start to believe in excellence because it becomes normal. You start to expect more from yourself because everyone around you expects greatness, not excuses. And in that space, And most importantly, protect your energy, but not just encourage. What's required is the mastermind is not just about gathering people. It's about aligning with purpose. And protect important energy. It's the sacred space where ego disappears and elevation takes its place. You bring your ideas, your struggles, your victories. Protect your failures to the table. And in return, you receive insight, perspective, and the kind of accountability that refuses to let you stay small. Every time you speak to a like-minded mind, you trade limiting beliefs for possibility. You begin to trust yourself more, take greater risks, and stretch in the uncomfortable zones where your real transformation lives. Alone, your fire might flicker. Together, most importantly, for your energy, it becomes a blazing force that lights the path ahead. One of the most underrated benefits of a mastermind is the way it protects your focus. In a world full of distractions, it is easy to get lost in the noise. But when you're part of a group that's relentlessly moving forward, and most importantly, of your energy, protect your energy, you're reminded daily of your mission. You can't hide, you can't shrink. You're surrounded by people who won't let you settle for mediocrity. That kind of environment rewires your mind faster than a book, seminar, or solo strategy session. It doesn't just inspire you, it transforms you. Protect your energy. Because you see your potential mirrored in others. You witness what's possible through their progress. And you realize it's possible for you too. Ultimately, the mastermind is not just about connection. It's about elevation. You rise not just from what you receive, but from what you give. Share your voice. You add your fire. You pour into others and they pour into you. Together, and most importantly, protect your energy. You build them now if you could build alone and share them, a collective belief and a standard that pulls you higher every day. Protect your energy. That's how empires are built. That's how legacies are created, not in isolation, but in alignment with other minds that are hungry, humble, and headed for greatness. When you find that circle, protect it, feed it, grow with it, because in that space, your mind is no longer limited. It becomes unstoppable. Rewiring your brain is not a one-time act. It is a lifelong commitment to conscious growth. Protect your energy. Further action and unwavering belief. It begins with taking control of your thoughts, feeding your mind with daily auto-suggestion, and most importantly, cultivate a positive mental attitude that becomes your compass storm, every storm. It is built through the quiet power of repeated action. The habits you practice when no one is watching and the standards you uphold when quitting seems easier. And most importantly, it is sustained by the influence of a powerful mastermind. Those voices that don't just echo your dreams, but challenge you to reach higher. Commit to these principles daily. You don't just change how you think. You transform who you become. Your life begins to align with your vision, and excellence becomes your new instinct. This is how greatness is forged, not by chance, but by design.